Hi guys, I'm Sindhu and we're gonna start my session now. We're gonna talk about the dreams with a Jung perspective. And dreams, most now in this lockdown, a lot of people are not sleeping. Actually, it's a society that has a lot of difficulty to dream, to sleep, a lot of insomnia. And why this is happening? Because people worry too much, think too much, so they are not being able to connect with their unconscious, to release themselves, to feel. And I'm gonna talk about the dreams through a Jung perspective. So who is Jung? Jung is a very important psychotherapist and one of the first. And he was the first one that started to bring the concept of the unconscious. So what is the unconscious? Like the airplane, they have like this black box where all the information is there. This is like the unconscious. It's like a place, a spot where all the information about ourselves is there. But we don't see it. Why? Because we are not investigating, doing meditation. Also, people who is more aware of how to connect with this would have access to this, let's say, this black box. And the dreams is a way to connect with this content, which brings us a lot of answers from our unconscious. So in the ancient societies and the indigenous society, which is, they used to have much more knowledge about the self. This society nowadays is a bit lost, no? Cannot sleep, cannot dream. And when you talk about the dreams, it's not just the dreams when you sleep. Also is to give this space, create this space to connect with your deep inside needs. People are living 24 hours to product, to think, to manage, to organize. There's a lot of rational mind. And when we dream, you surrender. That's why a lot of people cannot sleep. They have insomnia because they cannot surrender to the feeling, to the connection. And this is what Jung said, that the dreams, they are more important than the reality. Because through the dreams, we can connect and have a perception of our deepest needs. And we can also find solutions in our dreams. The ancient cultures, like the Native Americans, I'm from Brazil also, the indigenous people from Brazil, also from the Asian people, they used to have a lot of knowledge about this, how to connect with this. So let's say about the Greeks. The Greeks, they were the first psychotherapists. They used to have a place for people go to sleep and dream, and this place were healing. The first like medicine were there, also in Egypt, but in Greece. And they used to do the incubation. They call the incubation. What was this? People go there with a quest, usually a mental quest, a philosophical quest, or a disease. And they go for this place called Epidaurus. Epidaurus was a city of medicine in Greece. And they go for this, what was called incubation. And they sit and sleep. You know this chair that Freud, this psychotherapist, also put the people? This is where it comes from, this kind of chair. It's called clean. And clean is the word that will deliver, go for clinic. So this is really the beginning of psychotherapists. And people go there to dream, to sleep, to stay for the night, where they are going to sleep. So first they receive like a purification, and then they sleep. And in the dreams, they're gonna have the answers. Actually, all of us could have that. And that's what Jung, the psychotherapist, used to do with the patients, to help them understand their dreams. So the dreams will bring content, also like a dialogue between the conscious and the unconscious. And for that, when people go to these places to dream, I have an eco village in Brazil where I do retreats. And in my retreats, I also put people to do incubation because the dreams will bring answers for them. And there are ways also to understand the dreams. But first, I want to explain this historical part because I think it's super important to understand where this comes from. We need to know the roots, where this comes from, not just take the technique and start using. It's very important to respect the origin. So let's say that Greeks were super involved into the dreams connection and understand this, where this comes from. So did the purification to remove the worries, remove the thinking, to remove the rational mind that want to understand everything, want to control everything. Because basically the people that are super uncontrolling, they cannot dream, they cannot even sleep. So first of all, remove the worries, make a cleanse in this mind. And then these people go to sleep. And the unconscious will start bringing the answers for any kind of questions. This used to happen in these places called incubation. So before going to sleep, you can also make a question. You can also challenge your unconscious to have an answer in your dreams. And the dreams will bring symbols. It's like a movie of yourself, of your deepest self, with many symbols, sensations. And there is a technique in the psychotherapy, Jungian Psychotherapy, that would help you understand these dreams. You create a dialogue between the parts of you that you are not listening. Because in this life that you are doing many things, doing, worrying, you cannot listen to this part. Only if you practice meditation, if you have like a time for this, if you give importance for your therapy, for yourself, to clean these worries, to clean this mind that doesn't stop talking. So this is super important to have a practice like the ancient cultures used to have. The cause of many diseases are mental. So therapy's methods are good because they can help you understand the origin of so much shit in your mind. We need to make this cleanse, okay? So how Jung used to work? There are many techniques, okay? I will explain one technique that is a symbolic technique. In your dreams, you're gonna see many symbols, many sensations. So there is a technique called direct association. In this technique, you need to separate. It's good always to have like a diary of dreams, dream diaries, and then you're gonna write all the symbols that appear in your dream. Separate it. So you say to me, I don't remember my dream. So leave like a piece of paper, a pen beside your bed. Leave like something that you can record yourself, because it's very quick, this connection between the unconscious and the conscious. You need to be quick when you wake up to write up your dreams. Otherwise you forget. And doesn't matter if you just remember one scene, like a movie. This is already a lot of content. Don't need to remember the whole dream. But if you just remember a scene or an emotion, this is already a lot of content that you can use to understand more what's going on in your present moment. And then you're gonna write in this paper all the symbols that are appearing, but in a separate spot. All the symbols, all the sensations. And forget about the dream. Just put the symbols that appear. Forget about your dream. And then you're gonna start making connections of each symbol that appear in your dream with what comes first in your mind. Forget about what happened in the dream. Bring connections. First words that come to each symbol. And then you're gonna have a lot of words. And these words will bring you an insight about your dream, more than the symbols itself. Because, for example, each culture have a symbol connection. For some people that are Christians, they would think, for example, a snake of something bad, something like a sin. But for other cultures, snake can be an interesting symbol. When you're born and when you raise up, you learn about symbols, sometimes with a specific information. And this is according to the culture you're born, the books you read, every information that goes to you about this symbol. But actually, this is very connected to your culture. That's why the only person that can have an interpretation of your dreams is you. No one can interpret it, because what is for me a symbol is different for you. It's not the same. And it's only about what you connect with this symbol. And this is the message that your unconscious is bringing to you understand yourself and the moment that you are living in this, in the quest and the questions you have, because the dreams will bring answers. But you need to understand what they are talking to you. So this technique is really good, really effective, because will bring you understand, you will understand the symbol in your dreams. The dreams hold the world. This phrase, the dreams hold the world, is from a very amazing Latin script writer called Saramago. I don't know if you guys know about it, because I think that most of the people are not Latins in this chat. Né? Saramago is a very important writer, and he said this, that the dream is much more important than reality, which is totally the opposite of what we are living in this society. The dreams bring us to the inside, to connect, to have insights, and the society bring you to the outside, bring you to the opposite direction. That's why the dreams were more important in cultures where the spirituality was more important, the arts were more important. So actually it's a big changing in, if you start looking for your dreams, you're gonna start connecting with your deep inside. And in many cultures, there are some ways also for you to connect more with your dreams. And the kids, they learn about this since they are young. And I'm talking about Peruvian culture, like the people that are descendants of the Incas, also the Vietnamese culture. They have the same, it's very interesting because they have like a same costume, same habit that they teach for their children. And this is what Jung called the unconscious, collective unconscious, which in different parts of the world, people have same concepts, same ideas without having connection, because this is very old. This, I'm talking about knowledge before internet, before the globalization. Why people in Peru and Vietnam, they have the same concept. They teach the same thing for their children. What they teach? They teach them to create dolls. Dolls to put beside the bed. And these dolls, they teach the children to talk to these dolls. So what they are actually doing? They are teaching the children to make a connection with the unconscious and the conscious. It's not something so magic, a spirit. It's not this. They are teaching the children to listen to themselves, to create a dialogue between the parts that they are not seeing, that they are not listening, their intuition that they are not connecting. So it's an interesting practice that the Jungians usually do, that you can create a doll and put and talk before going to sleep. If you have a problem, you ask this doll, and then you go to sleep and you can have an answer. Actually, what you're just creating a gate, a bridge to your unconscious in a ludic way, in an artistic way. So the symbol will make this bridge, and you can have informations in your dream, solutions. We need to, the society nowadays, the world need more poetry, need to be re-enchanted. It's not just about to have a lot of technology, high tech. People are super getting disconnected from art, from poetry, from feelings. We need to have this part also. It's very important to have a high-tech society. I live in Tel Aviv, a city that developed a lot of high-tech, but we need to be aware of this part also of our life, that the ancient cultures were giving a lot of respect and to this part, that is the art, the poetry, the dreams, the symbols. So it's a very important to create this connection, to open other levels of consciousness, to new ideas that can come, to be enchanted. The dreams are also about that, to connect us with this side of us that sometimes is sleepy. You have any idea how many people in America take antidepressives, take a lot of pills? They are not enchanted of life. It's a robot society. So where is this area of the dreams so important? Because we need to connect with this enchantment, to dreams, to art. It's a crazy moment we are living. Everybody now were put lockdown. What they have to do, they have to connect with themselves. They have to listen to themselves. And it's been a big struggle to be facing yourself, because people were workaholics, working all the time, 24 hours, worry, worry, worry. I treat so many people in these past 20 years. Some people that have everything, but they have nothing. They are not able to sleep because they don't stop worrying. They don't stop thinking. And sometimes everything they have, all the material life they have, doesn't bring them pleasure, happiness. And what is more important than this in our life? To be happy. This is the most important. But for this, we need to connect with ourselves. We need to clean the shit of the thoughts, clean the emotions. When we talk about energy, is this. Energy is not something magic will appear. Energy is this. Where are your thoughts? Who do you hate? Your relationships. How trapped you are in your relationships. This is energy. How are your emotions? How clean are your emotions? This is energy. So that's why it's so important to have this connection back with our deep soul, because this is the most rich thing we can have, the peace in the mind, harmony, emotions balanced. There is no pill to remove that. Only connection, only listen to your deep self. And this is not something that a robot or artificial intelligence can do. It's something that you have to do with yourself. And the society now in the lockdown, they have this obligation now to look for themselves. And it's been a tough moment, but also very good, because people are rethinking. What is the priority? Is to have the most expensive, I don't know, thing from the mall, or to have a peace in the mind, harmony in the emotions? I'm from Brazil, and Brazilians are the society that one of the most do therapy. People really are worried. In Brazil, we are super connected with to clean our emotions, to have a practice. That's why the therapies in Brazil are super high quality in the university. It's not just something you learn. It's not like learning in a book. We take actually a big respect for the studies inside the university, and also to listen the natives. The natives, I don't know if you know about the natives of Brazil. Usually, well, I don't know what's going on. I cannot manage to remove this. Okay, this is the next lecture that's gonna start, no? I think someone put like a...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. So that's it.
Can I ask you a question? Is that okay, Sindhu?
I was wondering, so are you a psychotherapist yourself, or what?
I'm naturopath, and I have a postgrad in Jung Psychotherapy and art therapy, and I have a Eco Village where I work for more than 20 years.
Okay. So I've read a bit of Jung myself. He's kind of, so am I right in thinking that he thinks of these symbols as specific to each person? So the symbol that I conceive of, yeah, as you mentioned, is culture specific and specific to the person. So I was wondering what role you think a psychiatrist or a therapist such as yourself plays when facilitating these dream analyses, because obviously if it's different for each person, you can't just have a book of symbols and say this means this. Mm-hmm. So how do you go about facilitating that?
Okay, so you ask the patients what he connects with the symbol, forgetting about the dream. For example, you dream with a rainbow. You mm-hmm. ask your patient, forget about your dream. Think about what's the first words that come to you when you think about the rainbow. Maybe the person gonna say, I don't like rainbow, whatever. She's gonna bring any symbol because each person is unique. Mm-hmm. And with this content that the person will bring, you're gonna have the answer. Mm-hmm. It's super simple, but it's very effective.
So what kind of diseases or what kind of things do you think these work best with?
Oh, because actually it's beyond the disease. It's gonna bring answers for the person and self-alignment. Mm-hmm. Because the person, she's gonna have insights. The person will have insights, which is very important. You bring autonomy for your patients.
Yeah.
It's like a configure. You kind of, or let's think that we are a computer, okay? It's kind of resetting. You create a new configuration mm-hmm. by itself. And this is what they used to do in the Greek societies when the people go for the incubation, where they go to sleep. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting. Thank you. Can I get your email or something if I have more questions?
Sure. Oh, I wrote this Retiro Terapêutico. It's my Instagram. Mm-hmm. Okay. And from there, I think it's the easiest way to reach me.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Okay, I think the time is on, and I don't know if someone has a question also can reach me. And that's the message, to dream more, to connect more with the dreams. And now this moment of lockdown, to stop worrying too much, stop thinking too much, and connect with your deep self and see how is your emotions, how is your thoughts, who do you hate, and clean. That's it. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.